Alright, so this is the Shocker figure from the Series 2 of Retro Vintage Spider-Man Marvel Legends. It's actually pretty shocking that Hasbro went ahead and released it in Wave 2. But what shocks me the most is that they decided to release this version of the character. And it's actually really shocking that he comes with an alternate set of hands and two effect pieces. And on top of that, you can kind of see that the joints through the packaging, they're pinless. That's kind of a shocker. Alright, that's enough of that. On the back side, we have the rest of the wave. Spider Armor Mark 1, Hammerhead, Symbiote Spider-Man, Hobgoblin, and Ben Reilly Spider-Man. The read-up on the back reads, Shocker's vibro units allow him to blast through solid metal or hurl long-range vibrational punches, but they've yet to help him defeat his eternal nemesis, the Amazing Spider-Man. And there you have it. So again, check out the links down in the description below in case you guys were curious on picking up this wave. Alright, so here is our Shocker out of the box, and looking pretty good, not bad. It's definitely not the heavy hitter of the wave, not the highlight of the wave, but it's still a nice addition to the wave. It looks pretty good. This is our animated series looking Shocker, and it's the first time we get this design, so I'm all for it. Now, Shocker comes with an alternate set of hands and some effects, and that's about it. So, this wave is very minimal when it comes to the accessories, unfortunately. It is what it is. At least we are getting some very nice figures. So here is his alternate set of hands, and you may have noticed already, there is no wrist articulation. It's all one piece, the forearm and the hand. So this is what we got with this Shocker. And you can see attached to the figure we have the fists. So you will not be able to articulate, obviously, the hands. That may irritate some people, that may upset some people, and some people may not care. I think I'm in the category that I'm okay with it. I'm not going to say I don't care. I always will, like articulation everywhere we can get it. But I understand it. It's got this piece, part of the design. It'll look odd if it's broken apart. So what they did was they give us just alternate hands, and you just can't move the wrist. So it's a sacrifice just so we don't have to, break up that design on that forearm guard. So I'm okay with it. Now, this I'm not okay with. I'm just kind of tired of seeing these things. I don't think this should go with Shocker. I don't know. This is just super, super overused at this point, and Shocker should have came with some different looking effects. These are pretty much the Bucky Cat molds of accessories, except these make the Bucky Cat mold seem like it's new. Now, so here's a closer look at Shocker, and it's pretty good, except it is, it's a little sloppy at some areas, I must say. Paint wise, it's not the most terrible job I've seen, but I do like the sculpting on the figure. It's sculpted all throughout, those lines from the mask to the torso. And then one thing to point out is that that torso area, it doesn't really match the yellow of the head and arms or shoulders too much. It's not 100%, but it's good enough. I think because of the light that I have on it right now, it makes it stand out just a little bit. But what really stands out for sure are these kneecaps. Look at the difference there in color. Those are totally different. That kind of bugs me. Just, I don't know. Looks kind of weird, doesn't it? That's a lot worse than what the torso does. The torso doesn't even look noticeable compared to these. But here's the back side. Not bad. I do like the texture here. That's pretty cool. And the silver paint. It's nice in that gunmetal gray color. And then the more texture on the boots there. And let's just admire the pinless knees and the pinless elbows right here. The head does sit on a ball jointed hinge, not a peg. It looks up and down just fine. It goes left and right pretty good. Head tilting is very minimal. Arms are going to go all the way around. They go in and out about that far. And then we have a bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows that bend that much. That forearm piece does get in the way a little bit there, but it still bends pretty well. And then instead of the wrist, it'll rotate at the forearm, of course, and that's it for the hand, of course. Ab crunch at the torso, pretty deep, forward and back. Waist swivel, T-jointed legs will kick forward, no problem. They go in and out that far. Thigh swivels, got the pretty tight, double jointed knees. I always will appreciate tight joints, but that's the best I can do right now. And then we have a bootcut shin swivel. Almost seems like there's a double bootcut shin swivel, but that's just, this silver piece looks like it's a molded piece that's glued on there maybe. There's a hinge on the ankle and then the rocker, but no swivel at the ankle. Alright, so there's a look at him with those fisted hands, and that's how those pegs look like, in case you were curious. And then here are the alternate open hands attached. It's pretty dope. Alright, so to start out comparisons, of course, I'll throw in our modern looking shocker. This figure was part of the Sandman Build-A-Figure wave way back. And I waited till this comparison shot to point out one of the gripes that I have with this new shocker is the lack of I guess the outline of the lines on his outfit. You could see that they really, they painted the lines on this modern look, and although it is sculpted on our animated version here, it is not painted in almost in in every episode or every comic book that you see Shocker, you do see those lines pretty it's pretty significant. You see them. They make sure you see them, so it stands out quite a bit. And in this figure, it doesn't really stand out unless you really look at it, of course, because they are there. They're just not painted. So maybe if they would have painted them black, it would have been a little bit better. I'm curious to see if somebody out there will do that. I'm sure someone will, because the lines are there. You just gotta kind of trace it with a black paint. I'm curious to know what that looks like, but that's a small gripe. And I just wanted to wait till this comparison to really show it, next to each other, what difference it looks. But either way, here's our modern look and here's our classic look. You guys let me know down below which one you prefer. But both are great looking figures. This was based off the Bucky Cap mold here, and this one had the Thunderbolts logo on the front there. I know that was like a little running change with this figure. I think I had the original one, and for whatever reason, once I found the Thunderbolt one, I got rid of the other one. But yeah, in my opinion, both are really good figures, and I recommend you have them both. I don't think this is a reason to get rid of this modern look. I mean, they're different. It's a modern and it's a comic one, so it calls to have both. And then here is the Hobgoblin from the same wave, and you can see how they stack up next to each other. They look very good together. So, color-wise, design-wise, of course, both classic looks. Up next here is our Amazing Spider-Man from Series 1, Retro Vintage. This figure just looks good next to any figure I put him next to. I don't have the new Symbiote Spider-Man as of yet, but here is the older release of the Symbiote Spider-Man. And there he is next to the Hammerhead figure from Series 2 as well. And then lastly, I'll go ahead and cap it off with the Kingpin from the Retro Vintage wave as well. And with that, that'll wrap up this review. I do recommend this figure. It's a good figure. It's a good shocker. But it's not without its issues, of course. It could have been better, slightly painted better. And of course, I do have that issue with the kneecaps being a different color. I'm not sure if that's widespread or if it's just mine, but something tells me it's not just mine. I don't know. Somebody confirm down below. But other than that, yeah, it's a good release, and I do recommend it. The hands don't bug me, and the effects, they work for him. They do, but I do want to see new ones replace these eventually. That's all I'm saying. Alright, so as always, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, take care, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.